Welcome in tonight, ladies and gentlemen, joined by Mr. AJ and Miss Robin Stevens. Welcome into Big Duke's Virtual Race Hub. Y'all, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Well, you don't realize how long 2 minutes takes until you're sitting there watching that damn countdown, listening to that music. Golly, I never realized how long that was. So, welcome in. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a husband and wife streaming iRacing duo. Been together for about 6 years, recently married back in September. Introduce yourself. I know you guys run fastcar and a league on iRacing. So tell us a little bit about yourself, give us some background, and just kind of generally what got you into iRacing and streaming.
So, I was the first one into iRacing myself. I got on about 2.5 years ago now. Mainly as something to kind of supplement the bike racing. I race dirt bikes off-road here in Michigan, and it snows. I mean, we got a foot of snow outside right now, so the whole idea was, okay, what can I do as far as racing wise to kind of keep myself mentally there? I mean, physically it's completely different, car versus bike, but just a way for me to keep racing through the winter. Then I kind of started streaming and stuff like that, because it's like, well, if I'm racing, there's always people that want to watch. My family races, so my brother watches. Robin's brothers watched my stream many times. So I just started going down the route of putting it up on YouTube and kind of going from there. And then I don't know, it was probably about a year or so later. And this is what we were talking about earlier before the show started. Robin got on iRacing, which the funny story with this, like I was saying, I'm up north hunting when this happens. So it's like November.
So you were gone away.
North. I'm gone away. I'm an hour from home, hour and a half from home. And I get a text message. I'm sitting in the deer blind. Do you have another set of pedals? So what do you need a set of pedals for? One of the guys break their pedals or something. She goes, no, I got an iRacing account. What? So
this just went and got one, huh?
So I'm at night, after hunting's over, I'm sitting in the farmhouse watching on Discord, watching her race, trying to help that way, and so that kind of leads her into her side of iRacing here.
Yeah, he was up north, and we had talked a little bit about me starting to race with him, just as a way for us to spend time together. And I was tired of waiting, so I just did it while he was away, and the guys that we hang out with kind of helped me figure it all out, and here I am.
That's all. So you've only been on it for about a little over a year, right? You started last January?
I started iRacing November of 2023.
November 2023. So, and then earlier you had said that you didn't really game that much, maybe just some Call of Duty stuff, right?
Yeah, I did Call of Duty and The Sims.
But now here you are, full-time iRacing. How do you like it? Are you into racing? Were you ever into racing?
Yeah, so I've grown up watching NASCAR.
Okay.
I had no idea about iRacing though. It was completely new to me. But yeah, I enjoy it. Sometimes it makes
AJ, did you grow up? Obviously, you must have grown up.
Well, yeah, I grew up.
I'm sort of motorsports fan.
Well, yeah, motocross, supercross. I mean, I still live that. You can ask Robin. We watch, even if we don't watch it on Saturday night, we'll usually watch it the next day. And then, yeah, my dad was a huge NASCAR guy growing up. Watched until about 2007, and now, there's that whole conversation about NASCAR and all that stuff and the way that it's been. But I still watch it. I still enjoy watching racing. I actually went to my first NASCAR race in person last year for Daytona. Robin had been obviously prior, which is really weird because the track here in Michigan is only about 45 minutes to an hour from our place.
Right.
So the fact that I'd never been to an actual NASCAR race in person, I mean, I've watched almost anything from about 90 up through, present day as far as NASCAR. I grew up, my dad worked at Oldsmobile with my grandpa. My grandpa worked in the race department at Oldsmobile in the last few years of his career up through 92. So I've gotten to meet, AJ Foyt, Cale Yarborough, guys like that when they were racing for Oldsmobile back then.
Nice.
But I was about 3-4 years old at the time. But yeah, so I've been into racing for a long time.
Who's your NASCAR driver?
Who was if I had to pick one right now, man, God, it's hard to say. Probably probably Kyle Busch.
That's a good pick. Robin, what about you?
Kyle Busch is mine.
There you go.
If
I'm
you'd
a
asked
Kyle
me,
Busch fan too.
if you'd asked me 3-4 years ago, I probably wouldn't have said Kyle Busch.
Well, I'm actually going to a Ford team this year for the first time ever. I'm rooting for RFK. I'm a big Keselowski
Okay.
fan.
Yep.
I worked for him and his dad Bob up there in Auburn Hills for a little while and built a couple trucks for him. And that's when he was like 13, 14 and
Okay.
skinny as a beanpole. Probably didn't
Right.
weigh 120 pounds. And we were over there getting ready to load up the trucks, and we were trying to pull him down, and he's jumping on the front because we got to get some weight on the front. And they're like, get off of there, Brad. Like, what are you going to do? Like, what the usual string bean? You're not going to do anything. So tell me, are you guys in the same room, or is it divided, or we got two different rooms? How is our sim house set up?
Up until about a month, maybe 2 months ago, might have been right
About
before
2 months
Christmas
ago.
time.
Mhm.
We were in the same room that I'm currently in, which is also my work office that I've been putting together because this house is from the 60s and the basement wasn't finished. So I've been in the process of doing this. And recently we moved her stuff upstairs because we would try to stream and stuff and you'd get an echo. Her stream would hear me, my stream would hear her.
Right.
So it was just easier to move her upstairs. So she's up above me and then to the left about 10 feet. So
okay. Well, that's not so bad unless she gets mad and stomps around.
Oh no, if she gets mad, she'll just come down here.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
So how's the racing go with you guys? It gets pretty intense. I know I've raced several races with you guys here in the last little bit, and I know Robin doesn't give much. I do know that.
No.
Okay. Up until recently, it wasn't too bad. My iRating has gone up a lot in the last couple of months. So I'm trying to get closer to AJ's iRating. Anyways, I'm not sure if anybody has seen the video of AJ wrecking me, but or maybe not wrecking me. It depends on how you watch it, I guess. But now it's a little bit more aggressive between the two of us when we race. More competitive.
She always says don't give her any quarter. Just because she's a girl, don't give her any quarter.
Yeah.
So I race her just like I do everybody else. Sometimes I might push the buttons a little bit further, but
well,
I usually try to stay as clean as I can.
What? So Chris on the burn on YouTube wants to know. So who gets more views on their stream, Mr. or Mrs.?
So I would say AJ gets more viewers on his stream because he streams on a regular basis. However, he gets more viewers when I'm also with him on his stream.
Right.
There's a comment. There's a comment.
Yeah, I see Eric.
So for anybody that doesn't know, that might not know, iRating, and there's two ratings within iRacing that are the key ratings: safety rating, iRating. Safety rating, how much you wreck; iRating, how well you race. So her iRating has gone up because she's gotten better at finishing in better positions, right? Like you're ranked in the server from the highest iRating to the lowest iRating in the server, and you're judged on your finishes based on how you finish with the like-minded IR. Right. So if you're number one and you finish 12th, that's not very good. You're going to have to finish about top 7 or 8 to either get negligible or gain iRating. So what she's done is increased her ability to finish in the top half of the field, which gives her better rankings. But along with that comes stronger servers that you get into, and it gets harder to build that iRating as you build it. It just keeps getting harder and harder and harder. There's a lot of different levels to it. More so than I ever realized when I started. I started in 2008 with R Factor, the VHR mod.
Okay.
And I didn't get onto iRacing until 2021, right there, or right before the pandemic. I was out in Vegas for a construction conference. NASCAR was out there. My buddy still worked with NASCAR and stuff. I went out to the track. There were some simulators. I got on one, and I got back home and I was like, hey, babe, I want to go get like a laptop and a wheel. And, and then, well, we all know how that goes.
Oh yeah.
So that leads me to the next question. The equipment you guys are running, what kind of rigs do we got? What kind of monitors? What are we rocking with?
So mine's probably the most elaborate. I've got 27-inch triples. They're all Acer 165 hertz monitors, with the fourth monitor up above, that does all my Discord stuff. Full track racer setup, standalone monitor stand. I just got the TR80 about 2 weeks ago. Did a whole stream on that while I assembled it. If you want a good laugh, go watch it, because it's 5 hours of pain. But I'm using a Moza R9 with an ES wheel, Moza SRP pedals, Fanatec H pattern Club Sport shifter. And then we just got Robin upgraded from the Logitech that she was on. She's actually using my original Logitech. I've got her on an R5 with an ES wheel and SRP pedals as well.
Bro, those R5s are phenomenal. I'm talking about phenomenal. That's what, because I had a G27 that I started out with, and then I went to a Fanatec Club Sport. That was a great wheel, phenomenal wheel.
Right.
I mean, it was a good wheel. But then I got a Moza R5, and wow, I was very impressed. Wouldn't have upgraded unless I got upgraded. I got a sponsor that sent me an R9, and that's the only reason why I got one now, because I wouldn't have upgraded. That Moza R5 is a phenomenal entry wheel. It's really, heck, it's almost more than an entry wheel.
Well, and at the price point compared to the Logitech, I mean, they almost equal out pretty close, right? So for just a touch more, to me, you've got a better wheel than the gear driven if you're starting to get into it.
There's a good question from the Burn. What was the hardest thing to learn when you started iRacing? And AJ, how many nights you have to spend on the couch after a contentious race?
Oh man. The hardest thing to learn. I mean, I would say wreck avoidance, but I'm still learning that. I feel like that's the hardest thing to do, because I feel like everywhere there's a wreck, but yeah, I would say that's the hardest.
To answer the second part. Oh, go ahead, dear.
I was gonna say, but also, something that I'm still also learning is setups. I don't really know much about like steering ratio or brake bias and all that. That's the higher up learning that I'm currently doing.
We're slowly rolling her into that part.
Yeah.
But
racecraft takes a while.
Oh yeah, for sure. But to answer the second part to this, if you've seen Robin's TikTok of me wrecking her, that's probably the closest we've come to an argument after a race. I still got to sleep in bed though. I didn't have to sleep on the couch.
Right.
That's good. That's good. So the league that you run, fastcar.
Yep.
Tell us about that. How did you get that started? What does fastcar mean? Is there any sort of meaning to fastcar? Give us a rundown on that.
So fastcar is fast action stock car auto racing.
There is.
So kind of a play on NASCAR. It came from my time in running Mooncar, and for those that don't know, hosted by Moonhead. Everybody, everybody that's seen it knows it's kind of wild, fast paced, but I wanted to do something that was a little bit different. So we took this idea, me and my buddy JD did. It's funny because we had talked about this for a while. JD came to our wedding, and before me and Robin got married in that morning, we laid out the ground rules, because we're just sitting around, the guys are, and we just kind of sketched it all out. But the whole premise is it's 40 laps. You get 2 fast repairs. You can get your caution or get your laps back under caution on the high side. Unlimited tires, unlimited fuel. We do have a iRating base minimum of about 1,300 right now.
Right.
I'm playing with adjusting that, and I'll explain why here in just a second. But it's 1,300 minimum, C 1.0 or higher on the safety rating, just to kind of make it go a little bit smoother. The one thing that we do different that nobody else does is we have a choose car. So NASCAR's got the choose point on the ground. Mooncar's got the cone. We've got a physical car. and it's plastered on the back that tells you left or right. You know, it's pretty basic, pretty simple, but you hit my choose car, you're going to the back of the pack. Chances are you're probably headed for pit road, but you're going to the back of the pack.
Did you ever race with Dave Fusion in Spartan?
Nope.
They do something I didn't. They got a car. Their admin is entered into the race, and they got a car that's painted up orange and says choose car, and they pull it out on the track.
Okay.
And yeah, they do something similar. It's pretty good.
See, I'd never seen anybody do it before, so that's why
I'd never seen anybody do it either, other than Dave.
Right.
And then you're talking about, I was like, okay, well, maybe, heck, people get ideas from wherever.
It's funny because we at least get it twice a race. Why is there a car parked on the backstretch?
Yeah.
Explained in the rules at the beginning.
Exactly. The odd part is it's explained, early, but then the questions will come out towards the end after somebody hits it.
Right.
It's like you've used it 3-4 times by now. Like, okay, but like I said, we're toying with changing that iRating minimum just because of the fact that we're gonna do a second tier of it.
I gotcha.
I'm gonna stick with iRating instead of, like, if somebody wins the lower tier, they get bumped to the higher series, just from the idea of, okay, with the lower tier, we're gonna do 20 laps, 1 fast repair. Rules are the same, but I want those guys to push to be better drivers to make it into the next level. Trying to keep that higher level at a better product, basically.
Right.
I guess is the way to explain it.
That makes sense. That's funny that you're when you started out explaining fast car, you went to moon car, because that's exactly where I was at when I come up with yes car. I wanted something fast and crazy, but just a little bit faster, right? Like just something to get it done and over with. So that's funny. We kind of both modeled it, but went in kind of different directions with what we wanted to do. That's good stuff.
Well, and like with ours, you're allowed to beef to a degree, not as much as I would say like what you see in moon car. You get 1 lap.
Right.
If something happens, you get into a wreck with somebody, you got beef, and it's not on your lap, it's on the leader's lap. So you've got about 45, 48 seconds to exact your revenge if you want to go that far. And if you beef under caution and you wreck somebody else without you, or with you and the guy that you're beefing with, you go into the back. So you had your chance to do it. I'm sorry you couldn't do it correctly, and have fun at the back.
It happens.
Yep.
So Robin, question. So far, what is your favorite car, and do you have a favorite track currently?
I like the trucks a lot.
I'm with you on that.
A lot. And currently, of course, I like super speedways. I also like Michigan, and I do like Bristol.
Okay, that's a good mix.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good mix.
I don't like racing this woman in trucks.
No,
but I'm an 87s guy, so.
And see, that's always been my least favorite, is the 87s, until recently I'm learning how to race them on super speedways.
Man, that battle we had the other night, we were just a caution lap, right? Like we were just a pace lap 2x2 for like 10 or so laps. That was so much fun.
I was hoping Cale was going to stay in it, and then he got taken out there as we come across the start-finish line, and
that was a whole lot of fun.
That was a blast.
Tell us, where can we find you on social medias? Make sure you put that stuff down in the comment section if you guys can make comments. If not, I can. Make sure you get your social media, your Discords, all that stuff up there, and tell us your schedule again on fastcar.
So fastcar is every Sunday. We usually run it at 8:30. With the second tier coming in, I'm going to probably move that up. I do kind of steer around the big super speedway weeks. So if like with this week, we'll probably do closer to like a 6:30 start time, just because a lot of guys would obviously want to go run the officials. So, but you can find all that information out over in my Discord. Link is over on my YouTube channel, which is Stevens Motorsports. You can also find Robin over on Twitch at RobinAn100. I also, what was I just gonna say? Well, we've also got Instagram, Facebook. I've got Twitch as well.
TikTok at RobinAn8907.
Yep.
Robin and 8907.
Yep.
I'll make sure to get all that stuff into the chat here. It doesn't look
And
like
can
I can
I-
make comments.
Can I shameless plug our new Robin Reacts series on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I
you
forgot about
absolutely
that.
can. How about you guys do me a favor real quick and send all that stuff to me in an email, like the links in an email, because I can
Yep.
make a chat and I can copy and paste all that stuff.
I can get that over to you.
Yeah, I can. We can do that. So tell us about your Robin Reacts. What's that?
Yeah, so we just started a new series on AJ's YouTube channel. Well, I'm going to call it our YouTube channel because I've kind of infiltrated it. It's called Robin Reacts, where we have people sending us replays of races that they have either been in or they have seen. And then I just kind of react to it. And also, it's pretty cool because the last couple that we've had, AJ hasn't seen the races either. So we're both kind of reacting to it.
Well, you know what? This is a great segment. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to ask you guys to stay just a little bit longer.
Sure.
Because I'm going to get a Robin Reacts to my new segment of Straight Outta Talent with Big Duke. Okay.
Yep.
This is a new segment on Big Duke's virtual race hub called Straight Outta Talent. What I'm doing is asking community members to send me in clips of people running out of talent. But this week we have a special guest, yours truly, me, running quite a bit out of talent, getting on a pit road at the old Atlanta a few weeks ago. I'll give you well, let's just watch the clip and then we'll analyze it. So here we go. I'm just, getting on the pit road and oh no. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. Let me cut off these cams. Hang on just a second. Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. Hit the wrong buttons. So I don't. So here's what. All right, look. I'm getting on the pit road. I qualified on the pole, right? So I wanted to be as far right as I could be because I just wanted to be out of the way, right? Well, then I realized I was a little bit too far right, and I jerked the wheel back left, and there was the transition right there on pit road. It's just that little bit of transition, and I look like Helio Castroneves did tonight, dumbass, and spinning out, right? Because I caught a ledge. But so what do you think about that, Robin? How about that bunch of dumbassery?
I mean, hey, we've all done it. I think, that was just a little bit of talent that ran out. It's all right.
Yeah, all the talent ran out.
Well,
every bit of it.
It was like I was telling you earlier. I've done this in an NIS, but at Homestead with the barrels, I totally did a Kyle Larson straight into the barrels.
It's easy to do. But I know you said you had to go get to the 500 that your buddy's running on there. You wanted to get with him, so
I was gonna go help him out since they decided to go run the 500 tonight, and I'm actually going to I'll finish spotting for him and everything, but I plan to run the 500 for sure tomorrow night at 9. I'll be live over on my channel.
Okay.
And I don't know if Robin was going to be live on Twitch or not.
Yeah, I'll be live.
So there'll be at least 2 spots there, and I'll probably do a second attempt at some point over the weekend on my channel too. So I'll have both of those streamed as well.
Perfect. Right on. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys coming in. I'm going to cover some Coke Series stuff, some rundown on some Coke Series, and talk the finish. We had Malik Ray on last week, and he wound up running third there in the Coke Series race. So I was going to do a little bit of rundown of that and close out the show. So I appreciate you guys coming by tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Love running with you guys. Thank you very much, and can't wait to see you guys out there and run with you some more.
Thanks for having us.
Sounds good.
Yep, y'all have a good one.
Yep, you too.
All right. Coke Series, iRacing Coke Series. What is the Coke Series? In iRacing, we have professionals. When I was telling you earlier that there are different levels to iRacing, this is the level. This is the Cup Series, if you will, of iRacing. The gentleman that we had on last week, Malik Ray, he is an iRacing pro. He's in the Coke Series. And here's the finish. They had a really good race. Hang on just a second. Let me pull up this stuff in the background. So Steven Wilson wound up coming to the win to get his first Coke Series win. Malik Ray, the gentleman we had last week, was tracking 4th, 5th, 6th in that range, coming out of 4. They get a little bit boogered up there in front of him. He winds up sneaking low at the line and taking 3rd. Tremendous finish. Team leader for Vegas Inferno. A couple of big names there. Zach Novak, I guess they're all big names, right? Tucker Minter, Casey Kerwin, Jordy Lopez, Jimmy Mullins. These guys we get to race with every now and then when we get our iRatings up, like we were talking about earlier. But all these guys have got the 7, 8, 9,000, 10,000 iRating, and they're hard to beat. So to be able to watch these guys run their pro race, their Daytona 500, and then get to talk to them last week, and I'm gonna get on here in the end of the week here and probably get to run with 1, 2, or 3 of these guys. Malik said he likes to run the fixed setup races, right? So that's what we always run. So maybe we'll get to run with him this week. We'll give him shout him out if we get to, but that's what was going on. I hope everybody enjoyed the show this week. Looks like we had a pretty good little audience. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you for the Stevens for showing up. Let me see if they emailed me that information. I'll get it in the chat. If not, I'll get it post show. Let's see here. I do not see anything. No. Okay. Well, anyway, hey, everyone, I really appreciate it. This has been a great show, fun conversation. For everybody over at Above the Yellow Line Media, Miss Taylor Kitchen, I'm Big Duke. This was Big Duke's Virtual Race Hub. I appreciate it. We'll see you next week.